I did it.
Cannot do that much damage.
Yeah, if you want to just focus on the other guys standing.
Here's a
kill
weird
Puff Puff
question.
next round.
Would you punch a cactus if it looked at your sister the wrong way?
Oh my god.
I'm gonna name my daughter Puff Puff.
How did it look at my sister?
Oh,
That's actually all my health.
We'll be doing it, yes. Ryan asks, would you punch a cactus if it looked at your sister wrong? Both of my sisters are badass. I feel sorry for anyone who would look at them wrong.
You know what's terrifying? Also, thank you, Mr. Person who says hi. How are you doing? My day would be vastly improved if you answer this question. Would you punch a cactus if it looked at your sister wrong, says Ryan? That's funny. Cactuses are always looking at my sister wrong. No, I've always wanted a sister, and whenever I tell people, they're like, ugh, gross, dude. And it's like, no, I need to know. Everyone insists, like, oh, well, I don't, find my sister attractive. It's like, yeah, I understand that. You wouldn't date her. She's not, that's a terrible idea. I'm glad that you're not on the dating your sister train. But, can you discern if she is, and everyone's like, oh, no, I need to know. I need to be aware of this. But everyone's always like, no. Well, you see, I don't think about it. And it's like, I get it. There are gross things. I don't consider whether I would, what's something really gross here? I don't consider very often, at least. The sorts of questions like, so would you eat, could I eat, what's something objectively gross? Would you rather eat your own, would you rather eat poop or vomit, ooh, I don't consider that question often. But if you asked me, I would not go, oh, gross, man. I'd eat neither. It's like, no, I honor the concept of, I like to honor the concept of, someone asks a question, if you don't hate that person, and, if you can trust the person not to use it out of context. Because that's the worst thing about kids, right? They'll be like, oh, he says he wants to eat poop. And it's like, given the alternative was, eating throw up. Actually, it'd definitely be throw up. If it's your own poop and your own throw up, I guess, nah, let's not think about it. Chat, what would you rather eat, your own poop or your own throw up? I'm torn on this one. I think this is I think we found the hardest question of the day, honestly. My sister's gay, so she wouldn't like me anyway, even if I wasn't related to her. 2, I don't live in Alabama. Yeah, it does have to be worth mentioning that, crazy thing about Alabama is, even when you break up, even when you get divorced, you're still family. Also, vomit. Yeah, I guess vomit. Vomit does seem like the obvious answer. I definitely think vomit is the, if you had to pick one of the two. Most people probably shouldn't pick either of the two. But if you were in that situation, that's a good one. There's a lot of other, gross bodily fluid questions you can get to. What if we made it, quantities, right? What if it's, drink a liter of urine? This is only going bad places. At my first wedding, my bridesmaid was like, Pat, your brother is hot. I knew he wasn't ugly, but I just hadn't noticed. He's just my brother. See, right, it's the sort of thing you're not paying attention to. But that's why I'm like, okay, pay some attention real quick. Is she attractive? That's what I'm saying. I think that I think a healthy, medieval culture where you're like, oh yeah, so my whole thing is I marry my sister off for conquest and gain. I want my sister to date the bank manager, so the bank manager is nicer to me and will give me a loan, or whatever the modern version of that would be. Anyway, so it depends on the type of vomit / poop. This is the worst string. We've already devolved into a layer of degeneracy that we shouldn't have got to this early. But okay, we've gone down the rabbit hole anyway. Chat, what if it's a liter of your own urine, or 10 milliliters, so 1% as much vomit? Just the liquid vomit, not the solid. Solid stuff's gross, obviously. But if it was just the liquids, if it was just the liquid vomit stuff, well, how would you feel there? Okay, urine, vomit. There we go. We got one where people are actually divided 50-50. There we go. This is so odd. Yeah, one of the characteristics that I tend to find defines people. Like, again, we try to put people in boxes by, like, what they do, or, like... We put people in boxes by their, you know, like, their nationality, or maybe their sexuality, if you're one of those types of people. I think the most interesting box is, like, how soon you can be disgusted. You know, we all have different disgust levels that trigger based on different things. I've seen the strange addiction lady that drinks her own urine. I have not, and I am kind of glad for that. So, I think like different levels of disgust is a really interesting one, because some people are literally, you know, they feel high levels of like, oh my god, I need this to stop, and some people are like, that's a fun question. I wonder which, you know, like it's got both ways. You know, my favorite one that you definitely can't ask on the internet is like, if you're gonna, you know, no, I can't do this one. I'll get into trouble. But, you know, there's a really good one that's, like, terrible. Again, the more terrible something is, I find the better it is for bonding and finding friends. Because, you know, we're all terrible, really. We're all terrible, really.